Welcome to Al Stocks. First things first, I want you to grab a paper and pencil because we're going to be talking about a lot of things that are important for the Clover Health stock and the stock market as a whole. We're going to first discuss economic news, dates that are important for you to write down, and shift gears to technical analysis to look at key levels of support and resistance. Lastly, I'm going to end the video with my analysis of what to make of this. So to all the new investors that started trading, even people that are older than me in the market that have literally veteran badges, they themselves are so fully engaged and stimulated with what's going on. There's a lot of moving parts right now, and I'm going to break them down to you. So earlier last week, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell testified in front of Congress, and he specifically did a 180 degree. He turned the stock market on top of its head by saying that we need to retire the word transitory. And the funny part is, he has been using that word. But regardless, inflation technically has been transitory in terms of lumber prices, copper, iron. With respects to the CPI data, we've seen 6.2%. So what does this mean? And why are people pissed off, upset, confused over the market? Investors believe, including myself, that the rest of the federal chairman appointees and the chairman are going to start to taper more aggressively. In fact, we may even conclude tapering by middle of next year. And the problem is that the federal chairman stated that he is going to most likely increase interest rates in 2023. However, now with the aggressive taper incoming, we might see an interest rate hike in 2022. This is going to destroy companies with extremely high evaluation. There's a lot of stocks out there with evaluations that are 80 to 100 times revenue multiples, which is insane. And I've never purchased them, but a lot of people who don't understand the economy are going to get burned. But something interesting is happening, and not a lot of people are talking about this. The bond market is not reacting. Usually when the interest rates increase, which is where we're headed, the bond prices go down because they become less desirable, which increases the bond yield. But that's not happening, which means that the bond market is pricing in a recession. A lot of smart people right now are looking at the inventories and analyzing a lot of retail. The problem with inflation is that if you have small profit margins, they become even smaller as the goods and costs to complete and run your business become more expensive. Workers are demanding to be paid more, even though they're not providing more value, because things around them are getting expensive. So the Federal Reserve is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Either they let inflation run rampant, we get into an era where things become so expensive and we go and burst an acid bubble, and that is going to be a very difficult process to go through, or we raise interest rates and force the economy into a recession. However, something interesting has happened in the past couple of years. The advent of technological advances such as AI and a whole slew of resources to allow businesses to reduce costs without hurting their bottom line, which should sound familiar because that's what the Clover Health stock is all about. Decreasing costs, but at the same time providing better outcomes for historically marginalized populations. Another thing the market is trying to wrap its head around is this new variant. What people are not thinking about right now is President Biden stated that, please relax, don't panic, we are not going to close down the economy. But what investors need to understand is that if Germany and other global economies start shutting down or locking down, that's going to increase the supply chain shortages. And what do you think? We were all connected in this world. Of course, that's going to hurt the United States. That's going to hurt GDP growth on a global scale. So I want you to write down these dates because they are going to be crucial, because the stock market is essentially looking for excuses to drop, especially we're still 3 weeks left from tax loss harvesting. The first date I want you to write down is December 10th. This Friday, the CPI data is going to come out, and people are expecting it to be higher than the 6.2%. Furthermore, I want you to write down the dates December 14 and 15. In fact, December 15 is when the chairman, Jerome Powell, speaks, where he gets up in his podium and talks about what is the plans for the global economy. And that is going to be huge because he is going to give us more detail of what the feds are going to be thinking. Another important piece of information is that Bank of America gave out a stern warning to its investors that the big threat of 2022 is not going to be the Omicron variant, but the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates. That is going to send a shockwave to the investment market. So now that we talked about this, let's quickly shift gears and talk about the technical analysis, and then we'll end with what to make of this and how we move on from this. All right, guys, as you can see, we're looking at the 4-hour 180-day chart. These are the price fluctuations, and this red line right there is the 180-day simple moving average. Now, today something interesting happened. We hit somewhat of a bottom, $3.92, where we shot up above 8%. Now, these are the type of movements that a lot of traders are looking for to get back into the stock. So what I did now to help the Clover community is I drew these resistance lines, because remember, past support lines from a technical analysis perspective become past resistance. As you can see, Clover Health has a long journey to ascend up back to where we were. Now, as you know, I'm a long-term investor. However, I do have a short-term account. Now, usually from a technical analysis perspective, when I find a bottom in a stock, I tend to trade the fluctuations. I still keep my shares in my long-term account, but I go ahead and I have some fun. Now, normally in a positive ascending channel, as you can see these two pink lines here going in the 1 o'clock region, usually price fluctuations theoretically should go up and down, up and down. So if Clover Health does continue to expand up here, I can see in this resistance level right around this $5 region, I can go ahead and sell out. It doesn't hurt me because I already have my long-term shares anyway. And if it goes up even more, okay, great. I still make money in my long-term account. If it goes down, great. I can buy some more. Now, let's just say the price fluctuations break out of the level of support of $3.92. It doesn't matter. I'm a long-term holder. Those short-term trades turn into long-term trades because I'm a firm believer of the company. Now, another thing I want you to pay attention to is the RSI is still in oversold territory. The MACD is starting to curl up, which indicates some positive momentum. But remember, this is just one green day. I do expect some more red days. So in my next chart, we're going to go into the 1-minute marker. As you can see right now, we are in my 1-minute chart. Here is the $3.92, and here is the level of support. Furthermore, these two thick pink lines, one pink line here and one pink line right here, is the positive ascending channel, and I labeled it here within this arrow. This yellow line here is my bottom VWAP. This green line here is my middle VWAP, and this kind of light pinkish is my upper VWAP. And this solid red line right there is my 180-day simple moving average, along with a couple of simple moving averages, exponential moving averages at different time points. Unfortunately, a lot of naive traders sold out because they got scared. And you can see that this was short-lived. A lot of buying pressure came in and it propped up the stock, and we got a reversal. The stock traded up and respected the upper VWAP channel and continued to collide with the 180-day simple moving average. After that, it started trading between the 180-day simple moving average and the upper VWAP and the positive ascending channel. As you can see, the price rejection was right here. Unfortunately, as you can see here, it did break the 180-day simple moving average. So we will see tomorrow if the middle VWAP is respected. So now going back to Clover Health, the best thing they could have done was to secure some cash without any strings attached, such as debt. With this new market environment, imagine if Clover Health has a lot of debt. Does it really need that right now? Its current ratio will be affected, and its debt to equity ratio would definitely be affected, and we don't want to touch those right now. We want them to focus on growth. A lot of analysts are still pricing in the power of technology. We are still going to see in 2022 that the technology sector is going to lift the stock market as a whole. And all of the old school venture capitalists, money managers that rely on value stocks, they're all going to bleed out. They're going to become extinct soon because this world is changing. I'm an old-time investor, and usually I flock to value stocks, but this time I'm not. The world is changing. I mean, come on, guys. Toyota's building a battery factory in the United States. Old-fashioned companies are going to realize that if they don't use technology to decrease costs, they are going to be obliterated. They're not going to exist. They'll become like a Kmart or a Circuit City. They're going to be gone. Right now, Clover Health's mission is to grow and expand. But their second mission in the back of their minds is to at least break even or become profitable. If you enjoyed my analysis, consider purchasing my Mastering the Stock Market course, link below. It is currently in beta access and 87% off. It comes with my intrinsic value calculator so you can calculate any stock you want any time of the hour at any time you please. I'm also creating lessons that combine the technical and fundamental analysis perspectives into one coherent model to assist you in your investment journey from an educational platform. Together, we'll be analyzing macro and microeconomic data to see where the stock market is headed and analyze over 150 years of stock market information. The course also includes a private Discord channel with my exclusive daily briefings, price targets, watch list, which currently has 45 stocks, and 24/7 access to me at any time you want. As always, it is a privilege and honor to serve you and to give you this information. Please stay safe, God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.